All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, almost at April, May 3rd. I don't know why I would say April. We just had my birthday yesterday, so I should know the month at least. But maybe that's the thing that we got to talk about, right? We are traveling here. Like I told you guys in the MLB video, if you watched that, kind of reporting live from Hangover Central here. Celebrated the 30th birthday last night. Thank you guys very much for saying happy birthday in the comments in the Discord and whatnot. But we only have one NBA game on today, and I'm very excited. This was the series at the beginning of the playoffs that I said I was most excited for. I didn't think it would be, the bells and whistles and all this flashy basketball, but of the guys on the court, and if you're an NBA, nerd and that type of thing, whether it's flashy or not, like you appreciate the games that are close and going back and forth, and a whole series in which you're looking at 1 to 5 point favorites, no blowouts. There hasn't been blowouts, but in terms of pre-game numbers and whatnot, I love the fact that we're at Game 7 now between the Nuggets and the Clips. We do have two plays that we've already placed, but I kind of want to just talk about the game. So it's kind of like an inception moment. Normally, if you're watching the road videos, what am I telling you? We're not going through each and every game. I'm just going to give you plays that I like. Now with only one game on the board, I'm kind of going to say we're going to go through all the games, but normally on the road, we would just give you some plays. So kind of an inception, right? Like I guess I'm a little confused there, but nonetheless, it's probably last night talking right now and rambling. Let's get it to today, Ev, and let's focus up here. So in this game, I do think that the home court advantage is going to matter. So I'm going to lean towards the Nuggets on the money line. What we've seen from them, I guess you could make the argument for both teams, but when they need to, make baskets and whatnot, they have. I mean, to even toss out the Jokic to Gordon game winner, it's like, yeah, they needed to make that, and they did. But that was a game in which I think that Nuggets team was ready to go to overtime. Then they're at home, right? They play the Clippers, and what? They beat them by the biggest margin this series. They beat them by, was it 16? Was game number two? Game number two may have been a little bit more than that, I guess. Or game number three, whatever, the 117 to 85 one, in which Denver got smoked by the Clippers. But point being, at home here, I do think that this is kind of a get it done type of a spot. The Clippers overall on the year have been a good team. Nuggets have been a good team. You can make an argument for either side. So I don't want to sound like I'm saying anything or act like I'm saying anything prolific by taking Denver, the home team, in a game 7. It's not all that complex, right? I don't want to throw a bunch at you and act like I know something you don't. These are two really good basketball teams. I lean towards Denver on the money line side of things. Would it shock me if the Clippers go out there and ball? Not at all. In fact, let's get into the plays that we've already placed here. Now, normally we're kind of splitting these up and doing a quarter unit. We're going to go half unit on each of these. So we're going to have a full unit on this game, at least as of right now. Keep an eye on the pinned comment, taking you to the final plays in case we do add anything. I mean, it's the game 7 of what I've thought is my favorite series so far. So there's a decent chance we do add something. But what I'm looking at here is kind of been what our tried and true method of attack in this series has been. If this is going to be a close game, the Clippers' backs against the wall, what do we know? James Harden, Kawhi should do their thing. You'll see the two same game parlays on your screen, right? James Harden, Kawhi, 15 plus each. That should be, knock on damn wood, the given. Last time we said it, James Harden finished with 15. I was like, dude, you're supposed to be the lock, as is Kawhi. But the two other ones that we're throwing in, and we're separating them, we could do a 4-leg, but that's not really what I want here. 15 plus for Zubac, and also on the other one, 15 plus for Norm Powell. If they both get 15 points, great. We're cooking with gas. We're off, right? If one of them does, one of them doesn't, at least we mitigate the loss a little bit in a sense. And again, this all comes down to situational. Have they both had good games in the series and bad games? Yes, Powell's had some crazy ups and downs. Zubac is coming off, 10 points last game? So there are, sides to both of these in terms of, oh, would be a good look. This would be a bad look. Much like the money line lean, this is a game in which you can kind of go any which way you want about breaking it down or talking about it because these teams are so dead heat evenly matched, right? But what I like is that the Clippers need to play good basketball today, as do the Nuggets. But if this game gets competitive at all, I think both these guys could score 15 plus. But again, it kind of mitigates the loss if only one of them does. We're hoping Kawhi, we're hoping Harden are the locks. But overall, this has been something that we've crushed in this series. And honestly, if the Clippers do advance, these are two type of same game parlays that we'll keep running back because the fact that we're getting near even odds, even close to even odds, is kind of remarkable. So Kawhi, Powell, and Harden over on FD minus 105, all to get 15 plus points, meaning over 14 and a half. And then in terms of the other one, all we're doing is subbing out Powell, throwing in Zubac for 15 plus, and that's minus 117 over on ESPN. Now let's talk about the total real quick before we close up shop in this game. It's set at 207. we've seen some, I guess you could say, wonky basketball, right? Game number one, and obviously with overtime included in these games, or at least this one, 112 to 110. Obviously, that's over the number. But when you do look at it, like that was, I think they scored, it was like 26 points in overtime. So don't get carried away looking at that being like, oh, that was a high scoring game. It's like they don't go to overtime. That one is not nearly as high scoring. The next game that we take a peek at, right? That was 112 to 110, 105 to 102. Okay, now we're right back down to a low scoring game. And then all of a sudden, a low scoring game when the Clippers beat the Nuggets. We already kind of talked about it. 117 to 83. Then 101 to 99. And then all of a sudden, now we're starting to see some pace pick up. 131 to 115. And then 111 to 105. I do think that with the and this is going to sound like such a layman's way of thinking about this game, but with so many good names in the lineup, whether you're talking about Jokic, Murray, I mean, hell, you can go Porter, Aaron Gordon, like we're talking good, right? Not great, at least good being the the benchmark here. Those names in the lineup. Then you flip it over to the Clipper side of things, and you obviously have Kawhi, you have Harden, Norm Powell, Zubac, like all of these names. How can this not go over 207 and a half? And again, it's kind of a layman type of way of, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Kind of a like, I guess chalk way of thinking about it, because there's so many good players in this game that I think at least in a game 7 you need to put the ball in the hoop. Like this is not your mother's basketball in which it's like, hey, let's just play really really good defense. They will try and play good defense, but I almost want to guarantee the guys on the other end are going to be trying to score more than you want to play defense. It is 2025 playoffs. We've seen some good defense in the series. But I don't know if it's like the total, even though we have the Clippers who are really good defense. Denver's defense has looked good at times. I don't know if either one of them are coming in saying, let's shut them down. I think they're saying, let's go score the rock. Again, kind of just a chalky, non-analytical way of going about it, but I do like the over 207 and a half. But all we've placed so far are those two same game parlays. But again, I lean Denver on the money line. And I also take a peek here at the over. Keep an eye on the final plays down in the pinned comment taking to the Guy Boston Sports site if it does interest you. But yeah, we're definitely all over the place here. But you can't say I didn't warn you, right? You tried doing a show at we're really early in Vegas here, but and waking up off like 2 hours of sleep. I'm surprised I could even formulate a couple sentences, but I do like what we looked at today and all that. I don't mean to make fun of the fact that we did do our research and put in the time, but yeah, if I'm ranting, if I'm scatterbrained in terms of what sounds like we're talking here, I think we have a kind of a built-in excuse. You know what I mean? But guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. Hope you guys did enjoy. Go ahead and comment 8 if you made it this far into the video. Catch you guys in the next one. Right? Peace out.